Affirmative prayer. Hi everyone, Antonio Thornton, and today is March 3rd, and what's today's lesson? Lesson number 62. We're a little over the 2-month mark here, and we're doing great. Thank you so much for hanging with me for this long. I am truly looking forward to the rest of this year. Today's lesson number 62, is affirmative prayer. And the lesson reads, I didn't read the quote, did I? Let me get the quote that I have for today. I thought it was a cool quote. Here we go. All right. So the quote is, when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you achieve it. And that's from Paulo Coelho. And I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'm sure if you look the quote up yourself, you would find that author of that quote, but I do hope that is correct. And I did find a second quote here by Evan Carmichael. It says, believe that anything is possible and it will happen. And let's see how that applies to our lesson today of affirmative prayer. Today, thousands of people are coming to believe in and use the power of affirmative prayer. We are entering into a new era of spiritual acceptance. Something definite is happening in the field of spiritual thought and endeavor. From all sources, we are coming to realize that affirmative prayer is dynamic. It should be easier today than ever before for people to accept the simple teaching that there is a power greater than ourselves that desires our good, and a law of mind that we may consciously use for definite purpose. And I'm going to skip down just a little bit here. You know what? I was going to skip this for time's sake, but and that's really one of the things I like to do with these lessons, kind of pull out the things that really resonate for me in particular, and the things that I feel truly communicate the essence of the lesson. But I'm just going to read this anyway, just to continue. So so I left off with law of mind that we may consciously use for a definite purpose. We shall be both inspired, both inspirational and scientific when we come to believe this. Inspirational in the belief and scientific in the use of the law. And I'll come back and I'll tell you why I chose to read that. For while the belief is personal, the law is impersonal and acts upon our thoughts, regardless of who we are. We should come to believe in the exactness of this law. We should use it definitely and consciously. This requirement applies in every science, and it applies equally to the science of mind, for we are not dealing with chaotic laws that may or may not respond to us. We are dealing with certainty of a reaction that is equal to the action, or a response that is equal to our own conviction. We are dealing with a definite principle, but the conviction is personal, a thing of warmth, of color, and of feeling. So I'm going to start out with that sentence that I was going to skip initially. We shall be both inspirational and scientific when we come to believe this. Inspirational in the belief and scientific in the use of the law. So inspirational, I'm going to take on a slightly different word, is imaginative, creative, in what it is we desire. What is it that we do want for ourselves? What is it that we want to manifest in our lives? That is the thing that inspires us. That is the thing that pulls us forth. That is the thing that really gets us excited about life in general. And then the scientific side of it is knowing that that thing has to come to manifest when I think the right thoughts, speak the right words, and take the right intelligent action with the knowing that everything I do is governed by this infinite power that does not change from person to person. It does desire our good. However, the law is the same and impersonal and acts upon our thought regardless of who we are. Regardless of who we are. And this is so powerful here. We should come to believe in the exactness of this law. We have more faith in the idea of driving a 1-ton slab of metal, plastics, cloth, and glass and hurl it down the road at 20, 30, 40, 50, and for some of you guys, 70, 80, and 90 miles an hour, along with thousands of other people at that same speed. Think about how outrageous and outlandish the idea of driving is when you think about it mentally. I mean, just not mentally, when you think about it practically, think about how crazy that is. That we're hurling these big buckets of metal down a concrete slab of road or asphalt at these outrageous speeds. And we do this every day with absolute faith. There's more accuracy, more consistency, more exactness in the laws of the infinite of the universe than there are in these laws that we believe in. If I drive down this road, I will make it to where I'm going. Whew. Think about that. Think about that for a moment. How crazy is that? We should come to believe that the exactness of this law, we should use it definitely and consciously. Not squeamishly, not hoping, not wishing, but definitely and consciously, because the laws are exact. This requirement applies in every science, and that's really what science is all about. It's about creating these laws that govern our universe, that govern our physical experience, that govern our space. Without science, we couldn't drive cars down the street. We couldn't do it. Science lets us know that this amount of rubber can hold up this amount of weight, and this amount of speed can manage this amount of all those things. Almost everything we do is based on science. But think about cars in themselves. You know, the steering wheel, your lights that you turn on, your windshield wipers, your brakes, the fact of the matter that you can put fuel into a car and an engine burns it in a way to produce energy and not blow up. All those things are based on science. This requirement applies in every science as well as the science of mind. There is no different. We do not live in a world of chaos. We do not live in a world of random happenings. We are dealing with the certainty of a reaction that is equal to the action, meaning we do a thing, there's an action and there's a reaction, or a response that is equal to our conviction. What did I say? We create and manifest things to the degree of our what? Our belief, our conviction. We are dealing with a definite principle. And where's the, oh, here we are. It applies equally to the science of mind, for we are not dealing with chaotic laws that may or may not respond to us. That's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it. And that's where I feel the science part of this really frees up our ability to create whatever it is we desire, versus praying and wishing to something that may bless us on a good day if it's not raining, or doesn't bless us on another day if I forgot to pay a bill on time, or some other random chaotic existence or experience. No, we live in a world of laws that don't change. Laws that are impersonal and don't apply to one person more than another. So the practical application here is science. I'm just going to use that word, science. Science is a practical application, knowing that when you put forth the desire, you put forth the affirmative prayer to manifest anything in your life, resort to science. Mentally and emotionally resort to science, and knowing that these principles are the same, knowing that these principles don't change, knowing that these principles are impersonal, and knowing that these principles are universal. And in that, you will see the power of affirmative prayer. All right, let's move into our meditation affirmation for today. And I'm going to go ahead and take a deep breath, as I always do. Feel free to join me with that or in that. And also, feel free to take on whatever you may hear in this meditation affirmation as your own, as I'll say it for myself, and leave whatever doesn't work for you, but be open to taking on whatever resonates with your spirit. So we're going to take a deep breath in and let it out. Today, I affirm the all good. I know that my word, being acted upon by a power greater than I am, is sure to accomplish its purpose. Therefore, I find peace, joy, and an inward tranquility in my own acceptance. Knowing that the law of God is perfect, I know that my word is certain. My faith is complete. My affirmation cannot be denied. Living in this continual acceptance, finding security in this complete trust. In gratitude, I accept every good thing life has to offer, and in love, I share it with all. And so it is. All right, guys. Thank you again so much for hanging out with me for another lesson in 365 Science of Mind. I really, really have a deep intention and desire that you are getting an immense value from these videos. And if you are, as it says here, I accept every good thing in life and share it with all. So I'm going to ask you to share this with whomever you feel would benefit from it. Like it to show me that you are getting value from it, and also subscribe, because subscribing is just simply awesome. So with that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end today's lesson. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for another episode of 365 Science of Mind. Take care.